This episode is brought to you by Only the Real Entertainment and Media Den Productions. What's going on, y'all? This is episode 69. Cam, how you living? How you feeling, dog?
Cooling it as always. What's good, my boy?
Doing fine, bro. Playoffs starting, so I'm doing more than fine, actually. I'm excited.
I'm excited,
it's my favorite time of the year.
I'm excited, too. We're already in the play-in territory right now. Obviously, we already had our first round of play-in games, I guess, if you want to say.
Yeah.
Golden State beat Memphis in a thriller. That game was crazy. And
Facts.
then you had Sacramento and Dallas, which Dallas went ahead and took care of business. So Sacramento is pretty much out of there.
Right.
So right now we're recording this the day before the playoffs. And right now we have Miami and Atlanta, kicking it off right now. Miami is ahead at this point, but Atlanta's looking like they're trying to rally. I mean, what would it mean for the Miami Heat to snatch the 8th seed for the playoffs?
Nothing. It means that we're going to lose in 6. I don't got a long explanation, bro. It would mean nothing.
So there's no chance that maybe they can push it to 7?
Sure. Hire somebody, go ahead and injure Donovan Mitchell. Go ahead and injure Evan Mobley. And yeah, we got a chance.
So outside of injury, there's no way that the Miami Heat would be able to do some type of Cinderella story situation.
No. Against the Cavs? No.
We were talking earlier about the draft pick.
Yeah.
Does that matter to you any much?
I mean,
like, what's the deal with the draft pick in the first place? Explain what's going on with the draft pick. How does certain ways they perform affect the draft pick? I mean, break it down.
So basically, the draft pick that we have is, I believe, a swap. And basically, if we make the playoffs, we pretty much lose it. So we kind of in a situation where it's like, do we really want to go through, because it's protected via Golden State. So it's like, damn, bro, like, are we really about to lose in 5 or 6, lose the draft pick, and then we're gonna run it back for the umpteenth time? That's my feeling, So it wouldn't mean anything, At this point, we already here. You can't tell Heat players or the Heat organization to lay down. It's just not how the organization is built from top to bottom. I already seen that coming once we made the play-in successfully. I knew we were going to try to compete as hard as possible, because that's just how the organization is set up from a structural standpoint to not tank. So yeah, bro. Goodbye. Like you seen Quest put in the chat. Goodbye, Jeremiah Fierce. Yeah, it's gone.
Dang, man.
It's gone.
Well, we're not going to stay too far on the plane, but I do want to ask, are the Dallas Mavericks' current roster enough to push OKC to 7 games? That's if they get the 8th seed.
No. If they were fully healthy, I think they could have beat the OKC Thunder.
Really?
Yeah.
So is what Kyrie is the factor in that prevents them from being able to at least push it to 7 games?
Yeah. Yeah. Kyrie would have made it go. Kyrie, as you've seen what, the Lakers did with AD as far as guarding him. There'll be more of that with OKC. They got scrappy defenders everywhere you turn. They got a shot blocker in Chet. Isaiah Hartenstein isn't, Chet from a rim protection standpoint, but he still can protect the rim at a decent rate. PJ, does PJ show up? Sure, he does well against OKC every time I see him play. At this juncture in Klay's career, I don't expect him to be a viable third option to be series turning. You know what I'm saying? So if Kyrie was there, I probably would have picked Dallas to upset them. But as it currently stands, no, I don't think they have a shot.
At the same time, though, they were attacking Gafford whenever. And I'm talking about the Lakers. We
From
were
a pick and roll
attacking.
standpoint.
Yeah, like no, not even just from a pick and roll standpoint, but just anytime that they placed Gafford on the court as well, they just attacked Gafford and left AD alone. If AD was on the floor, if they took AD off and put Gafford on, then at that point, it was just free lanes to the basket for them. I mean, you got Luka, Braun, AR.
Yeah.
Puts a lot of pressure on the basket. Rui's always cutting baseline,
Yeah.
or at least drifting baseline to be able to get to the dunker spot to at least flush if need be as a off a dump off.
Yeah.
But there's enough players on the Lakers that is able to do that. I don't know about OKC because OKC, and I could be wrong, but OKC, a lot of their volume comes from the perimeter. So I don't know, man. Like, would they even be able to go with that strategy? Let's just say that OKC does double AD, right? Or at least send a heavy front, you know what I mean? And then have somebody helping, like soft help, just in case you need a rotation to be able to spin off to the perimeter to be able to guard that. But outside of that, like, if that doesn't work, then what with OKC? You know what I'm saying?
You gotta let AD do what he do. Let him go for 40. You ain't gonna be able to stop him. Chet, I'm sorry you don't got enough meat on your bones, but I don't trust the guys around AD. I don't. When the 7-game series to upset it, no.
See, and that's another thing, right? Like you say, Chet and AD, but then you still got Hartenstein, but then you still got Gafford, PJ, and Lively. So at that point, if you knock out their twin towers,
You still got Jalen Williams on the bench. He's a phenomenal player as well. But that'll be pretty much it. It's the three of them. They don't have more size than those three.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I would like to think that the players that they have currently with Dallas can defend on the perimeter. Like, they have the ability to. You know what I'm saying? And so when I look at it, at Game 7, if they can push them to 6,
I see 6 maybe. If somebody else gets out, no, I don't see a 7. No.
So then that means that Shea is probably just gonna go ballistic at that point in your mind, because it ain't gonna be the front court, is it?
No, you did.
So it would have to be Shea.
We've talked about it on off the camera and in the group chat. AD is a generational defender. Hurt, not hurt, don't matter. You don't attack AD. You get Gafford on the pick and roll. You get Lively on the pick and roll. You keep the ball away from AD by any means necessary, and you cook in the perimeter. Now, who are the defenders that you plan on throwing on Shea? Is it an older Clay who's injury riddled? Is it a taller PJ Washington who's 6'10"? Who are you actively throwing on Shea to make it difficult for him?
Well, it's going to be defense by committee, right? You have to be able to throw a lot of coverages at him where he's not that comfortable to be able to at least drive the ball.
True.
And even with Jalen Williams there, I mean, I think that they'd be able to. If it takes for Jalen Williams to bail out OKC, then you did your job. And I love Jalen Williams. Like, I think Jalen Williams is fine.
Me too.
But if it takes for him to save the day, then you did your job. And if you lose, cool, kudos.
Right.
You feel me? But Najee Marshall can guard. Max Christie
he's not a bum
can
neither.
guard.
Yeah, he can guard.
Like, these guys can guard. Shoot, Spencer Dinwiddie's wingspan is crazy. At the least that he can do is be able to stay in front of somebody. So they don't have any scrubs. And then they have the young kid, Brandon Williams. Oh my God, he is.
I haven't watched too much film on Brandon Williams. I thought you was gonna go the Hardy.
Yo, no, see, Hardy's another one. But man, Brandon Williams, bruh, look him up.
I gotta watch him tape on him.
We talking about Rob Dillingham type vibe.
He gets shifty like that?
Man, listen, man. Look up Brandon Williams. He's
Say
literally
less.
a rookie with the Mavs right now, point guard. Well,
Say
really just
less.
combo guard. But
Yeah.
he's been getting play and he's been doing well as well. So the way how I look at it, I think that it would be a good series if they was to get 8, but pushing it to 7, I think that it might be possible. If things go well, of course. I mean, if both teams stay healthy and everything like that, I think that they can push it to 7.
I mean,
That's unless
anything's
OKC
possible. People get
decides
hot.
to like go 2017, 16, 17 Warriors.
Are they really a high volume shooting? They really hang their hat on defense. I don't know that they're a high volume shooting 3-point team. I could be incorrect.
I think they're good both ways, but I do believe that they take a wide. I mean, just and this is just me watching their games. They take a wide volume of shots, and that's what opens the floor for
Correct.
Shea a lot of times.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Because it's not like they're just taking the shots; they're also making them.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
what I
they
mean? It's
got a
kind of like
squad,
Boston a little bit. It's kind of like Boston.
Yeah.
Like Boston takes a wide, high volume of threes.
But they take a supremely high. I think they lead the league, if not in history, in 3-point attempts this season.
Yeah.
So they're getting those shots up, but they got a bunch of snipers. It ain't like they got subpar guys shooting. Sam Hausen is a sniper. Peyton Pritchard could shoot the mid off of that thing. Derek White could shoot. Drew could shoot. You know what I'm saying? Jaylen Brown, you know what I'm saying? He was average for a while, but I think he got it to above average. He could shoot. Tatum, enough said. Porzingis made his name off of being a stretch big. Horford is a stretch. So they have shooters everywhere. With the Thunder, I think it's a mixture of 3-and-D guys who sneakily enough can make things happen off the dribble. So that's what I think makes them unique, separate from Celtics. Outside of the size factor, of course, that we just highlighted.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, hey, if you say 6, hey, cool. I truly do believe that they can make it to 7. It's just something in me. I just believe that they can at least push it to 7. Are they going to win the series? Probably not. But defensively, I think that they'd be able to actually really not only hold their own, but really sometimes even overcome an opponent. You know what I mean? And so when I'm looking at Dallas like that, it's just like, whew, I don't know. And with Kyrie, it probably would have been over the top. I don't know, man. They get the 8th seed. I think it can be interesting.
You think it'll be more of a fight with the Mavericks than the Grizzlies?
No, I think OKC can get the Grizzlies out of there pretty easy.
5?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know that to be true. I think it'll be 6 either way.
I think that for one, and I liked his season, but one, I don't think that Zach Edey would be able to do much. Like, you know, the thing that people say all the time is the playoffs, like the game slows down.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. As time goes on with these young kids making the playoffs, coming into their own, the playoffs, at least in my eyes, look like it's speeding up. So when you got teams that regularly get up and down the court quickly, and OKC is one of them, I don't think that Zach Edey could potentially get played off the court in a playoff situation, because at the end of the day, the court does shrink.
That's valid. So do you insert in the J Huff, or do you insert in a Santi Aldama at that point?
Santi Aldama is going to get minutes for sure. You know what I'm saying? J Huff may just get minutes, but Santi Aldama is absolutely getting minutes.
You won't have enough rebounding on the floor at that point.
Who?
The Grizzlies. They won't have enough rebounding if they put Santi Aldama there, because Jaren Jackson Jr. is a below average.
Nathan. Yeah, he is not grabbing Nathan.
I'm being very generous with below average, but yeah, he's not getting any boards at all at that point. And if you're losing the backboard, that kind of diminishes the size factor that you came in as an advantage, and now becomes a disadvantage if you know what I'm saying, getting put in pick and rolls, being away from the basket, and you're not getting boards, so you're kind of not playing to your strengths. So it gets tough. So I see why you say they'll get them out of there quick. I see why.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then you want to top off the fact that the same way you say about Kyrie not being there, Ja's hurt.
Yeah, he's questionable.
Ja just got an injection earlier
Yeah,
today.
he's questionable tonight. Yeah. I mean,
You know what I
Desmond Bane is going to show up. That's one thing that I can
Absolutely.
credit Desmond Bane on. But who else? So, yeah, your point stands valid. Valid.
I think they can get him out there pretty quick. But let's listen. The plan is great. Let's get into the showdowns. This is gonna be an early real talk segment.
Let's get it. We here now. We're gonna keep it short because we hitting them with a back-to-back episode anyway. Let's cook.
Facts. This is part 1. But listen, NBA playoff predictions. We're finally here, folks.
Yeah, man.
We're finally here.
First of all, we gotta. Is this our third playoffs that we covered? No. Or second one?
Probably second. I think it's second.
Yeah, I think.
Because we're on season 2, so I would like to think that it's probably second.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I do not remember our predictions last year. But this, I don't know, bro. I have a good feeling about this year's playoff. I think it might be better than the last playoffs, respectfully.
What you're talking about, performance-wise and excitement-wise?
Performance, excitement. There's so many stars everywhere, bro. You look at 1 through 8 on both conferences. There's so many stars everywhere. A lot of guys are healthy. This is just, I'm excited, bro, for both conferences.
Well, let's get right into it. I mean, we already have everything settled from 1 through 7 in both conferences. Right now, as we speak, teams are playing for the opportunity to get the 8th seed.
Yep.
So obviously we can't talk about the AC right now, but let's talk about the middle of the pack.
All right.
The middle of the pack right now is between seeds 3 through 6. It's not to say, when you say middle of the pack, it's not to say that these teams are any much more inferior than all the other seeds, but it's just they already were solidified with their opponents before the play-in even started.
Facts.
So let's get into it, right? We have, first off, Indiana versus Milwaukee. Indiana has home court advantage. They have the 4th seed. Milwaukee is the 5th seed. Who do you have in that matchup? Why? Let's talk.
Indiana versus Milwaukee. That's the one that gave me a lot of trouble. I'm going to go Milwaukee in 7. I'm going to go Milwaukee in 7. I'm choosing Doc Rivers. It pains me to say, but I'm not choosing Doc Rivers. I'm choosing Giannis. Giannis is playing phenomenal basketball. The reports are coming out that Dame probably will be available in the latter part of this series. Kevin Porter Jr. Has been playing great. Taurean Prince is one of the best three-point shooters in the league this season. Don't mean to trigger you, just saying the facts. You're looking at Brook Lopez and what he can bring. I'm just going to go with the best player in the series, and I think by far Giannis is the best player in the series, and I think he can will them to a 7-game series. I don't see it being any shorter than that because Indiana has one of the most fast-paced offenses in the league, and they can put up buckets in a hurry. So I don't see the Bucks getting them any time sooner than 7. Things can happen, but as of right now, my prediction for that series is going to be Milwaukee in 7.
Man, Tyrese Halliburton is my guy.
Yep.
He's already said that he believes that the Indiana Pacers can do something special this year.
Which is a championship. He specified and said they can win a chip.
Facts, but that's not happening. We already know that. Right. But with that said, I'm taking Indiana, man. I'm taking
Yeah.
Indiana. The
Yeah.
Bucks are without Dame right now, and even though Dame is cleared to continue with basketball stuff, not being able to have another threat there where Indiana can't hone in on just Giannis is going to be pretty difficult. Now, granted, Giannis is going to average probably like 38 that series.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He's probably going to average like 38. But do I believe that the rest of the team is going to be able to handle Indiana's pace, Indiana's shot making, Indiana's way about going through their half court offense? It's going to be crazy ISO situations where dudes is going to get and one up. It's going to be a lot of swing, no shoot. Just swing that bit again. Go ahead and shoot. It's going to be a lot of that. High flying down the court. Do I believe that Bobby Porter's missing the rest of the season? What, that was like 25 games because of the PED thing.
Yeah, he should be coming back.
I think he is back. Do I believe Brook Lopez, Pat Connaughton? I haven't seen him on the court in a while.
He just dropped 40 something the other night in the last regular season game.
I didn't even see that. Oh yeah, no, I fell asleep early that game. That was a crazy night. But yeah, do I believe that they'll be able to keep up with that type of pace? I don't know. And do I believe that they'll be able to match their shot making ability?
No.
No. So Giannis, go ahead and get 38 because truthfully, nobody on that team can do anything with you. But I got Indian. It's not going past 6.
Okay, Indian 6. That's the okay.
But I'm almost 50% comfortable with saying Indian 5, but comfortably, like way more, at least maybe 88% comfortable with saying Indian 6.
All right, that's valid.
Yeah. So the next game. Oh man, this series right here. The number 3 New York Knicks versus the number 6 Detroit Pistons in Madison Square Garden.
That's gonna be turned
At 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh my God.
Boy, they're gonna blow the top off that arena. Oh my God.
I mean, bruh, before we even get started with that, right? Madison Square Garden has to be one of the probably top 3 most like littest places, right? When it comes down to let's just stay with basketball. Littest arenas, top 3.
Yeah, for sure, hands down. If we're keeping it basketball, even if we just keep it basketball, it's just a lot of memorable moments. Because here's the thing about Knicks fans. They are diehard Knicks fans. But you have to understand their hoop culture is unmatched. They live, breathe basketball. See, we're from South Florida. So a lot of the dudes are dual athletes. You know, a lot of us came up playing football and then, you know what I'm saying, transitioned into basketball and we ended up playing both. New York dudes just hoop. That's all they do here. They just hoop. That's all they do. So they thoroughly enjoy the sport. You look at MJ with the double nickel game. You look at Kobe and his legendary games. You look at, you know what I'm saying, the Allen Houston Sprewell guys that got to the finals. Even further to that, the Patrick Ewing guys. We could keep going. You know what I mean? It's just a historic arena, regardless if it's the away team and the home team. The atmosphere of it, and just the fact that that specific locale is embedded in hoop culture and it lives and breathes it. So yeah, that's definitely, I think it might be number 1 on my list, just personally, from taking all of that into account.
Number 1? What's your top three?
I'm gonna go New York is number one. I'm gonna throw up, but I'm gonna say Boston number two, and then I'm gonna say. See, here's the thing about Golden State. I want to put them at number three so bad because, but the thing is, they're true fans. I feel like they got priced out of being there. So my third one is probably gonna be LA. Yeah, it's probably gonna be LA.
Well, let me tell you something. With this series, obviously we're gonna see Madison Square Garden lit.
For sure.
But are we about to see the Detroit Pistons arena get into that realm? Because listen, they had made a report that said that they weren't selling the tickets to nobody who ain't from Michigan or surrounding areas. They wanted straight local in there. Are we about to see some craziness once it gets to game 3 and 4?
I don't know if we could say this and hopefully you could bleep it out. The nigga tree that will be present, nigga. Hey, listen to me. Let me turn up this camera. The nigga tree, 1 million. First of all, Detroit. We want to talk about a historic city. It's one of them. You know, for bad or for worse, so many legends come from there. You look at, you know what I'm saying, the Fab Five. You look at Big Meech. You look at, Eminem, Sean. You know, the new guys like Babyface Ray and Rio, the Young OG. It's just littered with history at this point. And that city in particular has been through so much, from the GMC to the extreme poverties as far as the buildings burning down in the 70s and 80s. Do your research on Detroit. We won't go too much into that. This is a Hoop podcast, but Detroit has a lot of history. And they, quiet as kept, they have 3 championships. I think people forget that because they were bad for so long. But the Bad Boy Pistons had that city lit. And then you go back to the 2004 guys who won, and they were, in multiple Eastern Conference finals. And then they kind of fell off a cliff, from that point. I think the city is revitalized. I think Cade is a star, budding superstar even. I think that place is also going to be off the chain. That's going to be an interesting series as well, just from a storyline standpoint. I don't think they like each other very much. So from the games that I watched, it's basically guys who are from the city to, battling trench guys. Stewart is a trench guy. Duran, Beasley has a chip on his shoulder from how things went in different destinations. Cade is the chill guy. Holland to get up in you. They're littered with guys that represent the old Detroit, whether you like it or not. And they're going to get up in New York. And I think that's going to be a long, hard-fought series. I think fools might get hurt. We're going to see some fades even. That's going to be a hell of a series.
You think they about to throw hands?
I think it'll be close. Yeah. I can see Isaiah Stewart running down on Cat right now. Yeah, I see it. In 5K, he going to run down on Cat.
Where do you see the series going?
So Cade is back. Cade, like I said, has a chance to be the best player in the series, even though I love Cat. I love what he represents. They have guys to throw at Cat just like they have guys to throw at Cade. Do we know if Jalen Brunson is back? I haven't been keeping up with
he's been back.
He's been back. Okay. I think I'm going to go New York in 6. It may go to 7, though. I'm probably going to close my eyes and go to New York to 6 because of the experience, but it could very well get muddied up and go Detroit in 7. If they muddy it up the way I think they're probably going to do it, it could go 7. But as of right now, as of this podcast on Friday, without seeing game 1, I'm going to go New York in 6.
I'm going New York in 5.
Ooh. Listen to me here. Cade gonna get him 1.
I think the team is gonna get him one. I think that there's gonna be a game where they play really good. But New York is just way too. See, there's a method to Tibbs madness, like playing dudes that long, and it's
Explain.
one side of it is guys that fully embrace the way how he wants them to play on the court just deserves the minutes. But two, when you get to the playoffs, you have accumulated so much minutes together that now everybody, right, everybody is operating together on both sides of the court. So with that said, if they can stay healthy, which I think that they'd be able to stay healthy at least throughout the first round, yeah, Knicks in 5. And a lot of it has to do with experience as well as just those minutes, man. The Knicks has everything that you can probably ask for to be able to neutralize Detroit. Detroit is an amazing, like, I love watching Detroit basketball. I hated when they were sweeping the Lakers earlier in the season, but they're not there, not just yet. Not just yet. They're not there just yet. They will be though.
Okay.
They will be though.
We're gonna move on to the next series, but I just want to read this off with Cade. Cade played him 4 times. I don't know about a W or L. I just looked it up. First game, 22, 6 and 6. Second game, triple double. I remember that game vividly. 29, 10 and 15. Third game, 36, 2 and 4. Last game, 36, 2 and 8. I don't know about the other guys, but I know Cade could get him one for sure.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't think that. I don't think that's gonna happen with him getting them one. But I do think that he's gonna lead the team to be able to at least get one.
Valid.
If that makes sense.
It does. It does. Sometimes you don't have to have the best game in order to.
No, I think that he's gonna have really good games. I just don't think that it's gonna be one of those things. And we'll talk about Anthony Edwards soon. But it ain't gonna be like one of those where now he just goes Jimmy Butler in the bubble berserk.
No, that's not Cade's game.
Yeah, I don't think that is gonna be that. But I do think that he's gonna have a really good series. And I believe that one game that they do get, in my opinion, is gonna be the driving force for them to continue building and trust that the franchise is going in the right direction, and is gonna give a lot more confidence with Cade to be like, nah, I can do this. And this team can do this. And so as long as the franchise is aligned with because it seems like their timeline now is like, all right, now we're trying to win something.
Right.
If it's really what that is for the next however long, let's just say decade. Hey, that one game that's gonna be the lightning bolt right there. So yeah, but that's gonna be an exciting series, dog.
For sure.
I can't
for
wait
sure.
For that. I
yeah,
can't
for
wait
sure.
for that. Then it goes over to the West.
Let's get it.
You got Clippers, Denver. Who you got?
This one was the hardest series, bro, in my opinion, that I had to pick. I love Zubac's game. 17 and 12 this season. I think from just the award standpoint, he probably should get most improved outside of AR. But he won't be able to do a damn thing with Yoke. Yoke gonna put up 35, 12, and 11 for the series. But I don't trust Yoke's teammates. Jamal Murray is coming off of an injury. He's been up and down. Westbrook, for as legendary as he is, he's been recently a playoff diver. Did you see Aaron Gordon interview today?
No.
He had a black eye and a fat lip. I don't know who fought him, but it looks like he got into a scuffle. I'm not joking.
Up. For real?
I forgot to send it, but he looked terrible. I need to send that to you, but to further
I'm
talk
gonna look
about
it
my
up.
point.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
You could go ahead and look it up. Michael Porter Jr. is going to be able to shoot over everybody. He's 6'10". I don't expect the Clippers to do much with that. But are you trusting Michael Porter Jr. to be your running mate in a 7-game series? No, you're not. I'm looking at the Clippers. They're winners of their last 8. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Yes, Yoke will definitely be the best player in the series, but then it'll be Kawhi and a healthy Kawhi, and then it'll be Harden, a healthy Harden, and then it'll be Zoo, a healthy Zoo. Norman Powell is not a scrub. Coffee is not a scrub. Ben Simmons, for as much crap as I give him, he's a 6'10" frame that could also be a guy you throw at Yoke here and there. I'm going to go Clips in 7.
Honestly, I'm going to go Clips in 5.
What?
But I can see it going to 7, but it's like a few what ifs with it.
Yo, in 5 is crazy.
Yeah.
Is it the coaching factor that is leaning heavily on you? Because I didn't even speak about
No,
that.
I think that David Adelman is a
argument.
really good coach.
Yeah, he is.
Now,
I've been seeing his press conferences. I haven't been seeing too much games, but his press conferences speak volumes, in my opinion. You could learn a lot.
I mean,
about
a lot of that
conferences.
offense that they run, was created by his own dad. So,
Oh, okay, that'll do it.
with that said, like this is not like David Adelman is not like some like
Some PM
guy that, you know what I mean, he knows basketball.
for sure.
But there's too many what ifs for me when it comes down to the Nuggets at this point. At this point, right? In the beginning, wasn't saying that. But at this point now, the first what if is Jamal Murray actually healthy?
I don't think so.
And we've had those questions a lot of times over a few summers. I mean, a few
Correct.
seasons. You know what I'm saying? So is he actually healthy? Then, let's just say he is about healthy, right? I don't know, 75%.
Okay.
Getting closer to 80. Mm-hmm. Would he be able to perform at a level where he can at least match with the production of James Harden? Now, granted, James Harden is known to drop production in the playoffs, at least at this point in his career.
Correct.
Forget the fact that, you know, during the time when he was in Houston, he was still doing his thing.
Right.
But at this point, he does, for various reasons, I would like to think, and it's like past actual bouncing the ball and putting it in the hoop.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jamal Murray going to be able to produce at that level, to be able to at least match, right? Then, how is Russell Westbrook going to perform? Like, is he
playing against his whole team?
Yeah, like, how is he going to perform at that point? Especially after I seen when he was going through that bad stretch, and he got ghosts on the media, and then he came back and he was
trolling.
He was cordial, but he was very short with his answers.
He was trolling.
I've seen this movie before.
I know.
I've seen
in 4K.
that before.
Yeah, in 4K.
And I know what happens afterwards.
He checks out.
Essentially. So, even though you're in the playoffs, are you getting that Russell Westbrook in his mind?
I think so.
Are you getting a locked in Russell Westbrook that is going to hang his head on defense, because that's really what they need for the playoffs to go against the Clippers? And just like a lot of other teams, especially championship teams, do you really believe that Ty Lue doesn't have a way to be able to neutralize Russell Westbrook, regardless of if he produces or not. So
Yeah,
that's
he
like a
does.
few what ifs in one player. We're down to like at least 6 what ifs with the Denver Nuggets right now with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then another what if, Michael Porter Jr. Are you gonna come through, especially defensively?
I don't see
What
it.
what happens when Ben Simmons get on the court?
He can neutralize him. Even at this point, he can neutralize him.
Like we're like people are talking about Ben Simmons not scoring the basketball, and that's fair. But defensively, Ben Simmons can still guard.
Still, like right this second, can still guard.
So whoever he puts them on, are they like ready for that matchup? So that's plenty of what ifs for the Denver Nuggets. The main what if for me, there's two what ifs for me with the Clippers, and that is because Zoo is gonna do what he does.
Yeah.
I actually believe, even though Jokic is gonna do what he does,
Zoo will fight back.
Zoo ain't.
It's not 2020. Zoo will fight back.
Yeah, Zoo is absolutely gonna get his too. You know what I mean? He'll probably average maybe like 12 rebounds in the first series alone.
Yeah, I'll give him like 18 and 10 for 18 and 12 maybe.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. Especially now, the first what if with the Clippers is Kawhi gonna stay healthy?
Just huge what if.
Huge, the biggest what if, right?
Correct.
But then the
correct.
second what if for me is, James, are you gonna come through, regardless if Kawhi is healthy or not? Because they still have enough depth to be able to get past the Denver Nuggets without Kawhi if James was there by himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So I have the Clippers in 5 because of that, especially with just everything that happened off the court. That even though they've been playing well again, under David Adelman, still like it can get kind of, some things can get lost in translation as well. You know what I'm saying?
True.
When we get into the playoffs.
True.
So, but you say you got him in 7?
Yeah,
Clips?
I got him in 7.
Yeah,
Clips in 7.
I got Clips in 5, maybe 6. I feel a little bit. I feel more comfortable saying Clips in 5. But yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good series. It's going to be pretty good. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be electrifying.
No.
But I think it's going to be a pretty good series, especially if you like hoop. Like watching like real hoop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, finally.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, man. See, when these games come on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I usually say, hey, man, I watched a lot of hoop today, but now it's time to watch the adults play.
That is definitely something that you've been saying for years.
Now it's time to watch the adults. The last series of the night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time.
Mm-hmm.
The Minnesota Timberwolves,
Mm-hmm.
the Los Angeles Lakers,
Mm-hmm.
head-to-head in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
The first playoffs where Luka, LeBron, and the squad. But since everybody's calling them a big 3 for whatever reason, I don't know where that came from.
Whatever reason, excuse me?
Bruh, please.
Don't make me crash, bro. I'm literally trying to get my don't make
I
me
love
crash.
Austin to death. I'm not even gonna do that, bruh. I
Don't
love
do
him
what?
to death. Are you crazy? That's my young boy. We ain't even gonna do that. That's my youngin'.
That's a big
You feel
thing,
me?
my brother in Christ.
Listen, alright. Look. Nah. Not yet, at least. Not
It
yet.
is. It is.
Nah.
Yeah.
They're a very talented 3. They're not a big 3.
They're a big 3.
What makes a big 3?
Guys that could get you 20 and any night.
Bruh.
Guys that could lead a team in scoring if the other 2 guys are out, which we saw him do.
Wait, so Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan were a big 3?
No. Lonzo never averaged 20.
I'm just saying that he could.
No, he couldn't.
Yeah,
Show
he
me
could.
where. Show me proof.
He could with shooting.
No,
He could.
no, he could not. No, he could not. I think his highest year was like 13 or 15. Stop it. There's no proof
Because of his
Lonzo
game,
being
but
able
I-
to sustain
Why
20
not?
points a game. No, stop it. I love
Why?
Lonzo, but don't do that. Don't do
I mean,
that,
of
bro.
course, his game is different.
And
you
of
know what I'm
course,
saying?
I'm right. His highest was on the Pelicans with 14 a game. That's not his
Yeah.
game, bro. It's not his
Yeah,
game.
that's not his game. But you don't think that Lonzo can average?
No, I do
Ever?
not think he can. No, I do
You don't
not
think
he
that
can
he's
average
skilled
20.
enough offensively to average?
No. Dude, how many times do you need me to say no? No.
That is crazy.
What's crazy about facts?
Lonzo Ball,
Yes, Lonzo Ball, Mr. Swerve on the corner,
bro.
brother.
We're not talking about Denzel Valentine here.
I understand. Yeah, he could give me 12 to 15.
Before he got
Average?
injured, you don't think that Lonzo? Wow, that's nuts.
No, I do not. I don't know how many times you need me to say no. I could keep saying no. I don't know how to say no in Spanish. I think it might be no as well. This is not a big three. It never was.
Man, I guess. Well, Lakers, Minnesota. Who you got?
Who I got?
Who you
know
got?
who I got.
Let's stop. Let's
right,
don't even
all right,
start this
all
yet.
right,
Who you
all
got?
right,
Let's not even do this right now.
you see. Hey, listen to me. The greatest player of all time is on one side. Possibly the greatest foreign player is on the other side. And possibly a top 5 undrafted player of all time is on another side. Then you have a maniac coach. Then you have insane wing defenders like Vando and DFS. Anthony Edwards will maybe get one. But Anthony Edwards, Anthony McKee, Ant-Man, the hero, it's Lakers in 5.
Man,
I don't have more to say than that.
listen. Yeah, it's Lakers in 5, man. I can't listen. We've had this conversation already off mic. And at first you said Lakers in 6. And I said, nah, it's gonna be.
And then I saw that Ant-Man is questionable. So
Is
Lakers
he?
in 5. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. It's in the group chat.
Oh, really? What is he questionable?
Hamilton, Anthony
What's the problem?
Edwards, Anthony McKee. Lakers in 5.
But what's the problem?
Let me see, bro. Let me do it again. I think it was something to do with his lower extremities. And I said, oh, yeah, it's Jover, pal.
Oh,
Hold
man.
on. Let me scroll
Wow,
up.
that's
Let me
kind
scroll
of
up. Let me
crazy.
scroll up. Give me a second.
That's kind of crazy, man. Wow. If that's really what, like, and honestly, if this is like a questionable situation where it really impacts the way how he moves, like for real. Hey, man, dare I say, we need to be called
crash out.
We need to be called Los Angeles janitors, man. Los Angeles custodians, dog. Los Angeles custodian. If you gonna sit
Crash
here and
out.
tell me that Anthony Edwards is gonna maybe have to get an injection in his ankle or something like that, right?
I'm looking it up right now.
Whatever
Keep
it
clicking.
is, man, just call us Los Angeles custodians, man. That's literally the Timberwolves' only hope is Anthony Edwards.
Unless I saw something that was incorrect. Hold on. Injury update.
And I don't believe that Anthony Edwards is going to get him more than 2 games.
I think that's exactly what he'll get him on a very good series. 2 games.
On a very good series, but I think this is going to be built to ass.
Lingering knee issue. Okay. It just says lingering knee issue. I think he's still gonna play, but
Well, no. You think he's still going to play?
He's gonna play. He's gonna
Come
play.
on. Like, let's be
He's gonna
real,
play.
bro.
He's gonna play. Listen, Lakers in 5. I don't really got much to say or elaborate. I already gave my 3 reasons. Yeah, I already gave the 3 reasons is the big 3. Yeah, that's my 3 reasons right there.
Man, all I know is the playoffs is going to be absolutely exciting, man. I cannot wait. We're going to come back with a part 2 at some point. And then at that point, we will go through the other teams. But right now, we just want to focus on the first game ones. I mean, dog, we might need to link. I ain't gonna lie. We might need to link. Link.
I'm ready, bro. Hit me up.
We might need to link, man. We're going to close it out right there and keep watching these playing games. Right now, Atlanta just tied everything up with 7:51 left in the fourth.
Yeah, my pops just tried to tell me. He gave me the, he was just like, yo, you might want to tap in. I'm like, all right, bro, let me just finish the part.
Yeah, the game is looking kind of crazy right now. Trae Young stripped who? Who was that he just stripped? Was it Haywood Highsmith or was it Andrew Wiggins? Either. Oh my God. And Bam just turned the ball over. Hey man, this playing game is looking like it's getting intense right now. So we're gonna go ahead and close it up. We'll be back with y'all again. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on social media at @MediaDen_ and at YoungRilla. Keep it locked, and more importantly, keep it real. And we'll be back next time. Peace.